folks, another day. Scott's here helping me again today, so we're going to see what we can do. Of course, we didn't bring any chains to chain the house. Wasn't thinking real good today, but anyway, I've got something in there we can do it. So we're going to end up turning this house around facing the other way, and that's going to be forward because it moves better that way. And so the plan is to do that, chain the house so it don't move, and that will direct all the power to the tracks. And then we are going to get up under, or I'm going to get up under it and try to get this track disengaged and just engage that one to bring it around this way. And if we can get this track to pull around this way, we can start heading that way. And we're not too worried about the little trees and stuff like that if we got whatever we got to do. But hopefully it'll start moving on its own. I think we got a better chance of it moving this way unless we tear that clutch apart on the other drive. And so that's the plan. We'll get at it and see what happens, and we'll show you as we go.
Alright, so we got the house locked with this chain and bonder here so it can't turn around on us.
Okay folks, this track over here seems to be moving pretty good until it gets to one certain point. And I think it's the point where the stump's in it. And we had it sticking through there somewhere, but we finally got around it. But we've been winching off of the top of the track through the holes, and that has made a big difference. It winches pretty easy that way. But we've got it lined up, ready to go out. So our house chain is holding up, but I'd much rather have a house lock, so that'll be in the near future. We didn't bear it too bad turning it around, so I think it'll pull right on out of there, it should. So I think it's going to walk all right across that soft area, the way these tracks are. This thing only being 26,000 pounds, it should float right across. What's my problem?
We in the country. Nobody locks their house in the country.
Nobody locks their house. They sure didn't lock this house. It wasn't locked when it was sit there, but I don't know. What the problem ended up being with the drive, why we couldn't get it to drive. The hoist winch was engaged and would not come out. And the hoist winch is a worm gear driven winch, and it's got a brake on it that operates with a spring, and the brake was stuck. So once that brake came loose, then we was able to get things to moving right. Now we've still got a problem in here. When I unhook that chain I've got to the swing, that just slowly moves back into swing position, and I think it's because there's a detent hole right here that it's not working. And the problem is the detent hole on the other side. I don't know if it's something that moves back and forth between the two or what, but the detent hole on the other side, we're having a hard time getting it off of it and to get it into gear. But we've got it in gear now, and then we've got this locked out. So I think all our problem is right here in this shifter, and we just can't do much with it here in the woods. And we're getting ready to go ahead and shift back into all track drive. We're in one track drive right now. We're going to go to two track drive and see if we can start going down this road. And I was going to go right through here, but after seeing what it's doing on this soft ground, and it don't take much to spin down in this ground when it comes to like my skid steer, but if my skid steer will go over it, I'll guarantee you that machine will go over it, no problem. So it's a little soft through here, but it'll make its way right on. So winching and driving, and hopefully driving and not much winching. Winching is slow. Don't matter what you do when you're pulling cables and snatch blocks and winching, it's just always going to be slow work. And, you know, Scott might be slow, but I'm not. Just kidding, Scott. All right, folks, show you what I'm talking about. If you step on it here, you can see it moving. It's pumping. It's got water under it. Actually, when we took this machine out, you can see that water right there. There's a couple holes here that I looked down through the holes and I seen crawdads. So we're on top of water big time. You break through very far and you got nothing but water. And then you walk over here 20 feet and that's what you get, nothing but water. And it gets really wet back this way. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with. I try to make this series sort of like Oak Island. You know, I enjoy watching that, but I don't enjoy not finding anything. I get about aggravated with that. And at least with this deal, there's a little bit of, look at, he's filming me, I'm filming him. At least with this deal, there's a little bit of happiness every time, I suppose, because we get something done. And then our final prize, I hope we get this thing out of here. I know it ain't a prize to some people, but
It is.
what it is to me. Now, I'm wearing my hard hat, and it's an antique hard hat I bought. I hit my head twice in this machine and got a nice lump on it the second time. Well, just not even 15 minutes ago, Scott hit his head. These doorways are not 6 foot. That doorway is 5 foot something. And,
See the dent there?
Did you dent it with your head?
Yeah, see where it's been in right there?
I hear you. So I'm wearing a hard hat, and at least he can't laugh at me for it. So, all right, we're getting ready to try to move. We'll see what happens. Okay, folks. This was a pretty soft spot through here. As you can see, my truck had sank down some, and yeah, that's about 12 inches. But we went right across it, no problem. You can see the pads of the track. So we've got it moving. It's no longer there. It's there. So we're gonna keep rolling with it and try to get her out of here. Somebody said something about I had mentioned about breathing hard. Just so everybody knows, I've got severe emphysema, and it's one of the reasons I quit smoking. So it kicks my butt. But, you know, I asked for it. In other words, just smoking for 35 years, painting cars without respirators, doing brake jobs and spraying the brake dust everywhere. I mean, nobody's fault but my own. You know, you get a little older, you try to get a little bit smarter, and you quit smoking. You know, it's too late, but what do? You know, prolong it as long as you can. You know, ain't none of us gonna be here forever, and that's just the way it goes. And I'll show you my hard hat up close. I don't know what it said on it. Job something USA. Antique. I don't know what year. Pretty old. I like it. I can handle wearing it. Some of them are aggravating. Them plastic ones, I don't know. Something about them I just don't like. And I'm not saying that they might be better than this, but for bumping my head and dropping stuff from above on my head, this wouldn't be too bad. And I think we're okay on this because we got a roll bar on it in case this thing rolls over. A nice shiny galvanized one.
off in the boom. So we got to go through this building right here. That'd be good.
I didn't realize there was no way.
That's good.
right, folks. You can hear that traffic behind me, but we made it. We are about where we need to be. Okay, so we went ahead and turned the cab, or the house, and dropped the boom down. And I got power lines right here. I didn't want to scare the power company. So we got a wood yard across the way here that we're going to drive this thing out and load over there. But I don't want to do that. I hadn't got permission yet to park over there, so I don't want to do it until we get ready. So we made it out. That was a fun one, and I am wore out. With the clutch the way it is in that thing, it will work you to death. And but it walked right over everything, and because it's so wide tracked, the ruts that was in the road, it actually pushed things down, and the road actually looks a lot better now than it did the first time we come in here. So we've opened the road up pretty good, but we're all the way to the road now, and I don't know how far it was, but next will be, we got to work on Scott's truck. He's got a couple little things we're going to do to it. We got to put a pony motor on the low boy and go ahead and see what we can do about getting it ready, and we'll get it over here and get this thing loaded up. I'll take the front section of the boom off, and I'll come over here and probably just torch the bolts on it if they're too bad, and then load that front section on the rollback. The rest I think will be okay. So anyway, it went good. Engine ran good. Fuel filter started plugging up. We've got an issue sometimes with, I think it's this track over here trying to lock. And I've seen some shiny, and shiny's never good. So the only thing that I've seen, that's not good. Yeah, I would say that, I don't know why it's pulling over hard like that. Yeah. Bushing's definitely wore out. That one wore out on that side. This one's really not wore out as much as it is. I don't know. I don't think either one of them's in the best shape. So
If somebody else had told me, they could have won a bet.
So there you go. So the next video hopefully will be us loading this thing up and getting her to the house, and we can just start doing some maintenance work on it to get it ready to pick up some steam engines and do some work. All right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.